In this video, I'm going to cover what's new in Copy Services Manager 6.13 and 6.14. We didn't do a 6.13 video. There were only a couple new features. So I'm going to cover those in this video, as well as our new 6.14, which was announced on November 15th and set to GA on November 18th. So with that, I'm going to get started. So one of the first things that we did is in 6.13, we released what we call the Flash Copy Manager for ZOS. So this is the ZOS version. It was based off of some tools by a man named Don Chesrick. His set of tools were widely used by a lot of customers. That product was discontinued, but we reintroduced it into Copy Services Manager because there was definitely a business need for it, and it helps improve a lot of the Flash Copy on Z. So the solution was designed to provide greater ease of use and faster integration with particular DS8000 Flash Copy in those ZOS production batch environments. Using any existing job schedulers, you can integrate with this Flash Copy Manager and thus get the benefit of dynamically interrogating, discovering, building Flash Copy configurations, doing mix and match ranges, across wildcards, DFM, SMS, specifications, Volsairs, etc. So a lot of ZOS customers in particular love the features and functionalities. Plus, it was very streamlined, so that the flashes were quite fast. So what you would do is, if you have purchased the Copy Services Manager for ZOS, either the basic or the full license, you can download the FMID for the Flash Copy Manager for ZOS and install it. It's not part of the CSM product. You have to install it separately, and it's used separately through a set of ISPF panels, but it comes with us now and supported through the Copy Services Manager license. Alright, one of the other features we put into 6.13 was the ability to display and export what we call Pokeable information on the DS8000. So this is a very advanced feature, only for certain customers. The idea is that there are some Pokeable values in certain customer environments that allow the customer to tune them, tune the copy services in particular environments, and so but some of these values didn't persist over IPLs or upgrades. So a customer wanted the ability to be able to view what they have changed in order to make sure that they didn't need to rechange it or set it back. So now within Copy Services Manager, from the storage system panel, for any DS8000 at 811 or higher, you can select the storage system, and under the Actions menu you select View Advanced Settings. We call them Advanced Settings, and from there you can see any of the values that are not set to the default, and then export them, the file, a CSV based file that shows what those values are for your audit purposes. So again, you can't edit them through Copy Services Manager, only view them, and really a customer shouldn't be managing these unless someone from IBM support has told them. Alright, support extent space efficient ESC to standard volume peer-to-peer. So this is a new DS8000 feature that was announced that allows you to use extent space efficient with a standard volume for replication. So either have the ESC as a source with the standard as a target, or the standard as a target and ESC as a source, standard as a source and ESC as a target. So now we support that in Copy Services Manager as of the 6.14 release. When you go in building your session, adding copy sets, you can specify any ESC type volume in any of the rules of that session type, and it should be accepted now, as long as you're on the DS8000 microcode level that supports it. And I should mention, not all the usually I do a little demo thing, but a lot of these are very features that are not easy to demo, so a lot of these will be screens, just sharing the presentation. Alright, next one is an exciting one. So we do now support the new flash system A9000 and A9000R systems. So these are the latest offerings in your IBM IBM flash storage portfolio. They are a Spectrum Accelerate product, and so now we do have support in order to manage your replication needs through Copy Services Manager for these particular devices. So let me just show you real quick. This is one of the ones I'll demo how this will work. So here's my Copy Services Manager GUI. From the Storage Systems panel, we're going to click the Add Storage Connection. And that pops up the wizard. From Add Storage System Connection now, you'll see a few different changes now that we have previously we had. So we used to show just a Spectrum. We used to show here that there was the Storewise based products. So there's a Storewise family, Volume Controller. Well, we've now put them under the new titles of Spectrum Virtualize and Spectrum Accelerate. So in addition, these cover the flash systems. So we used to have the flash system V5000, and so instead we now label it as the Spectrum Virtualize and Spectrum Accelerate, as well as the flash system. So for this particular case, we're going to do the flash system Spectrum Accelerate, and you'll see that it's very simple. All you do is add the IP address, username or password, click Save. I'm going to do it right now. But once you're done, what you basically have is it will show up as a flash system A9000 in your list, that type, etc., and you can manage it that way. It'll let you see all the volumes on that system as well, and you can see with the username, full name, all that, and it is listed as a A9000 device. Alright, moving on. Another exciting one is we now support Ubuntu Linux distributions. So for a while we have supported Red Hat and SUSE, but with the maturity of Ubuntu now, IBM is moving with trying to support Ubuntu across our products and services, and so IBM Copy Services Manager 614 can now install on Ubuntu 15.04 LTS or higher. So any of your Ubuntu users out there, you can now use Copy Services Manager if you choose. Okay, another one is that's ZOS related, is the ability to install DSCLI for ZOS. So what we've done is created a ZOS installer, and if you have purchased IBM Copy Services Manager 614, either the basic or full license for ZOS, this is just the ZOS IBM Copy Services Manager license, they will have access to the DSCLI ZOS installation. So DSCLI, you could hack it to get it running on a ZOS system, but this is the actual official supported installer, so that it'll handle upgrades and etc. We packaged it with Copy Services Manager because we already have that deployment within Shop Z series, but basically it's fairly simple. It's its own entity. It doesn't install with Copy Services Manager, but if you've purchased it, it becomes entitled under Shop Z series under the FMID I show there, HIWN61K. So hopefully this helps a lot of customers that run in ZOS environments that want to invoke some batch jobs against the DSCLI. Now they have an actual supported ZOS installation for that DSCLI. Alright, next one. We had in the past added the ability to provide email notifications. That was with our 6.12 release. Well, now we have added that in our GUI, the 6.1 GUI, the ability to set and manage your notifications. This includes both email and SNMP now. So we didn't before allow you to set up your SNMP notifications through our GUI. You had to go through the CLI. Now we have the GUI interface. So this is another one I'll go ahead and show you. You know, there's a little screenshot there, but under settings, there will now be an alert notifications drop down. So this is a new panel. Pop that up, and what you have is on the right an email and an SNMP version. So on the email, you would specify email server port, reply to address. So the reply to address is it's optional, and if it's the user that you would want to receive any replies. If if someone that gets a notification, email notification, replies to that, then this is the user that will get that reply. If you don't specify anything, then there won't be reply capabilities. And then under email alerted recipients, this is where you add your list of users you want to get the notifications for. Under the SNMP tab, really it's quite simple. You're just going to add your SNMP host port, and this is the SNMP listener that's going to receive any SNMP alerts that we throw out. I should note here that there is still no ability to filter on alerts, so anybody you set up, or any SNMP server you set up to receive alerts will get all of our alerts. So you will have to filter them on the listener side, but maybe in the future we can have some sort of filtering capabilities, and we are completely open to feedback on that. So please leave a comment, create an RFE, whatever, if you have specific needs on how you would want filtering done on notifications. All right. Single direction support for port pairing CSV file. So what this is Copy Services Manager has what we call a CSV port pairing file. With this, you can set up between two boxes certain port pairs, so that it's a lot easier to manage your DS8000 logical paths. Copy Services Manager uses and reads that file. So anytime we're going to do an establish between those two pairs that are based off of something that's in that file, we will use those port pairs that are defined. Well, one of the things is the current implementation prior to 6.1.4 assumed that all port pairings were bidirectional. So that is, if you had box A and box B defined on one line, there was no reason to set up a B to A on another line. It just assumed that either way it would use the same port pairings. We found that there are some customers that don't want to use the same port pairings when they're going in the reverse direction. So if they've changed sites and then start replicating back, they may have a different set of ports they want to use, maybe bandwidth restrictions or limitations. But also there are some third-party vendors where they don't actually have support for bidirectional paths. So this would be the ability to use that. So it's real simple. You do the same line, we support the session, LSS to LSS, box to box formats, just like we do today. But at the end of that line, if you add the one dir tag there, what will happen is we will interpret that to indicate that it should only see those port pairs in that one direction defined by the first box to the second box. Okay. All right, and now we have new events for SVC auto restart. So in CSM, I believe it was the 6.1.0 release, we added the ability to auto restart SVC sessions that suspend with the 17.20/19.20 error. So we're constantly trying to improve that and add to that solution. And one of the things we found is that there were some customers that kind of automate off of that, and they want to know if the auto restart occurred, or and more importantly, if the auto restart failed. And so what we've done is added an SNMP alert / email alert that can now give you that information. So the SNMP, the first one will be the SNMP alert email alert that tells you that a suspend event actually triggered the auto restart, and we can tell you the session, when the session will be restarted, and if you've set delay time. So we have the ability to set delay time on the session on that auto restart, and so it'll give you that information. But also, if we come back up and we try to restart it, and that restart fails for any reason, we will throw an alert there as well. So for example, we do have some code that will track the number of restarts we do in a certain time. If we do too many, we will stop doing auto restart. So that's when this particular notification would kick in. We don't want to hammer the system, because obviously if we're auto restarting continuously over that short cycle, something's wrong, and you got to address it. Alright, and that is the end of what's new for our 6.13, 6.14 release. I hope you find they're useful updates. Again, we run an agile cycle, so we're constantly taking our input, taking feedback, and trying to support the customer as quickly and as useful as we can. We do have some exciting new stuff coming up in the future, and so hopefully you'll stay tuned. Thank you very much.